Andy and Dave Daily right here on the Muskegon Channel. Hey, pay attention over there.
I am
Wake
paying
up.
attention.
It's Andy O'Reilly, Dave Cackley. I'd like to start off today with a question.
Go ahead.
Are you my reincarnated great-grandfather?
This should be interesting. No, I'm not.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm really sure why.
Well, because I remember way back when the TV was new, as soon as he was done watching something, he'd run over and unplug it. And that kind of reminds me of you and your cell phone.
Well, I have it off a lot, and
Why?
people get annoyed at it because I don't like to be bothered all the time. I don't.
Isn't the idea of having a cell phone with you so you can have it on, so if somebody did need to contact you? Or
no, that is not why.
That's not the idea.
That is not the. You know what the idea behind a cell phone was?
Tell me.
Do you want me to educate you?
Please.
It's so when you can be contacted when you want to be contacted.
Okay.
You have to be available. I don't need to be available to everybody 24/7. That's ridiculous. That's dumb.
Okay.
It's for my convenience. So when somebody contacts me, I can look, okay, I can back to them, or maybe I won't, because that's up to me.
Yeah.
Back in the day when we had phones, you'd always pick up the phone. I don't always need to pick up the phone. I don't. So there you go. No, it's
I'm not saying
so
it's 24/7. I'm just saying when it's about 8:30, and Andy's going to be getting a hold of you. And
right. I usually have my phone on 5 minutes before you call, usually. But I forgot to this time. That one's on me. Don't blame yourself. But no, by and large, the reason you have a phone is for your own convenience, not for somebody else's.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, I
need to get hold of you all the
corrected.
time.
Huh?
You need to get hold of you all the time. No, you don't. All right.
You going to do some news here? Or are you gonna,
let's do it.
Are you? Yeah, you
want me
going
to
to tie on news
opine
today.
on
Ooh, very important news.
Yeah, I'm not taking the tie off. Going to stay professional today.
Okay, I'm all ears.
This isn't casual Friday.
No.
All right, let's do it. Americans can still expect to get their tax refunds despite the government shutdown. The decision marks a reversal of a longstanding policy that refunds due to millions go unpaid during shutdowns. Apparently, an IRS memo in 2011 argued tax refunds can be paid during shutdowns, and it's really just a partial shutdown anyway. So the interesting thing is, I firmly believe that if this was going to affect IRS payments, I thought that was kind of going to get the wheels going a little quicker, so maybe the shutdown would end. It's gonna elongate this now, because they're not going to be in any hurry to fix this, because there's not going to be any pressure to. No pressure to get this thing resolved anytime soon, because people are going to get their money, and that's a good thing. Hey, we're getting our refunds back, so you're not going to have as many people impacted. So
who's we?
We, you and me.
I ain't getting any refund.
No, I get a refund.
Oh, well, good for you.
See, I got these things called dependents.
Yep.
So
see, at the end of the year, for me working for myself and barely getting by and just and I mean literally finishing off every month with about $6 left over. At the end of the year, I get to pay in.
Well, you're considered one of the wealthy. So
because that's me. Yeah, that's me.
I understand that.
I'm all about these tax cuts and all the great breaks and how wonderful everything is. And at the end of the year, boy, I get to stroke a check.
It helps poor people like me. It doesn't affect the rich folks with the summer cottages.
Oh,
you have to pay in. You get penalized for being an achiever. I'm not an achiever, therefore I don't get penalized.
I think we should. You know what I think we should do? I think we should throw in a tax for people that live with their parents.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah, I can't wait to get my big tax refund. What a treat that's going to be.
I'm getting one. Oh. I'm not getting a huge. I'm getting a decent one though.
Well, good for you.
I filled out my my returns, or I haven't gotten my W-2s yet from my company. See, I'm employed. I'm not like you. I'm not a business owner.
Right.
I'm not the one that's rolling in it.
Oh, I'm rolling in it. You know it. Can't wait.
Man, it's funny. That's how
hurry up, government.
How you're viewed.
Huh?
That's how you're viewed. You're viewed as you got to pay more because you're a business owner. I understand.
Yeah, that's how I'm viewed every day when I can't afford lunch and I can't afford.
You're a business owner. That's how you're viewed.
Mm-hmm.
You need to suckle off the government teat like the rest of us.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. Sometimes I just talk to say words.
I know you
All
do.
right, ready?
You're good at it.
Ready to move along?
Let's move on.
Move on. All right. A Nevada death row inmate who fought to speed up his own execution has died of an apparent suicide. 48-year-old Scott Dozier was found dead in his prison cell over the weekend at the Eli State Prison Facility. Dozier apparently hung himself. Now, he was sentenced to death back in 2011. He gained national attention earlier this year when he gave up on his appeal and sought to expedite his execution. Evidently, it didn't get expedited quick enough for this guy.
Guess not.
You know, he offed himself in
I
prison.
saw a guy. Was this the guy that was on Netflix?
It might have been. I don't know. I didn't see the.
There was a guy on Netflix that actually, because there's a lot of people out there that criticize the prison system, especially, and I'm not talking about the local jail. I'm talking about the big
federal inmates,
the big prison system, right?
Yes.
And this guy, they had put this guy in solitary confinement so much, over and over and over and over and over again, that he just couldn't take it anymore. He couldn't take the torture. He couldn't take the isolation. He couldn't take this. So at one point he was in what was called limited solitary or something, and he just had one cellmate. Mm-hmm. He's like, I can't take this anymore. So he says, he woke up one day, he goes, yeah, you know what? I'm going to kill you because I want to go to death row because treatment there's better. Mm-hmm. So he kills this guy in jail just so he can go to death row so he can be treated better for the rest of his sentence.
Well, what was he guilty of? Did they talk about that?
Murder. I don't really remember. I just remember that the guy he literally wanted to go to death row because that's where the treatment was better in this prison than being in the general population.
I mean, I know it's not a perfect system, but it's hard to feel bad for the murderers. I'm sorry. I'm a forgiving guy.
I'm not pitying the guy or anything like that, but can you imagine a life so tortured that you're like, well, you know what? I'll kill one more and I
can't imagine murdering somebody. So
right,
no.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really have an issue with people being treated poorly in prison. I don't. Now, that may be a negative on my part. I'm not saying that's a positive aspect of my character. Maybe I need to reevaluate that. That's possible. But I think most people, and I throw myself in with most people when it comes to your views on prison, prison's for punishment. Not for rehabilitation. It's for punishment. And you're serving your time. Now, I'm not saying that's necessarily a good thing, and maybe that should be reevaluated. I'm trying to grow as a man, as a human being, and I don't know that my outlook is necessarily the right one, but it is what my outlook is. So there you have it.
Thank you, Dave.
Moving on.
As always.
See, I try to get deep. I mean, I know you like to swim in shallow waters.
That's me.
Like to provide depth.
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah.
Deep and wide.
Deep, wide, vast. Other big words. Former Mona Shores. Go ahead. I mispronounced Mona Shores. Go ahead,
okay.
Do it.
No,
it's not.
I'll be the judge of who gets a ding and win.
It's not okay for me to mispronounce Mona Shores because it's not a. It's
you
not
got Mona part. You got Mona out, and then you start. Then you stopped. So you're fine.
Okay.
You're good.
Okay, so I didn't. All right. A former Mona Shores quarterback is heading to the NFL. Tyree Jackson played his college ball at the University of Buffalo, has announced he will forego his senior season and enter the NFL draft. The 6'7", 245-pound prospect from Norton Shores is a projected fourth-round draft pick. Probably a good idea for this guy because it's kind of going to be a lean year at the quarterback position coming out of college. So next year, the following year would have been a little more difficult. So we'll see where he lands. He's got the size. He's got arm strength. I guess he's got to work a little on his accuracy. But hey, good for him. I like seeing local guys make that next leap, and we'll see what happens.
That's right.
Congratulations, Tyree. All right.
Let's work on our pronunciation of quarter.
Okay. I'm not going to – dude, I'm literally – you're going to make me have an aneurysm, a stroke, or I'm just going to get super pissed if you do that. Because that drives me insane.
Sooner or later, I'll get you.
This is another area where I'm trying to grow is to continue to rise above. Usually I rise above your comments, your little pokes.
I just want you to sound like you know what you're talking about.
I do. And you're the only one who has ever corrected me on quarterback. That's exactly what I said. Nobody says quarter. Nobody does it. You know what you remind me of? You remind me of the Spanish teacher who constantly criticizes the American pronunciation of Hispanic names like Gonzalez. No, it's Gonzalez. It's not Gonzalez. It's Gonzalez. No, we're Americanizing it. So deal with it. Okay?
Quarter.
I say quarterback. I don't give a shit how you pronounce it. Stop. Okay, once again,
Let me ask you this.
Rising above.
Let me ask you this.
Rising above.
Let me ask you this. When you go to the farm market, do you get a quart of strawberries or do you get a quart?
I get a quart of strawberries.
Quart.
But I don't buy strawberries and I don't go to the farmer's market.
Quart.
Shut up. All right. National championship game goes to Clemson. Big time upset. Everybody saying Alabama. I called it for Alabama by 2 touchdowns. I didn't watch a second of this game. Clemson blows out the Tide 44-16. That's their second national championship in 4 years. Shocking the college football world. Michigan State back at it tonight. Men's college hoops. The 7th-ranked Spartans will host the Purdue Boilermakers. A tip-off set for 8:30. That's sports.
Have yourself a great Tuesday, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Repeat after me.
Shut up.
Quart.
Shut up.
Quart.